The Wedding, Act 2, Scene 3. A room in Sir John Belfer's house. Enter Belfer, Justice Landby, and Jane. Isaac waiting. Belfer, you're welcome, Master Landby and Mistress Jane. Where's the young captain, sir, your nephew? Justice. He went betimes to wait upon the bridegroom. Belfer, they are inseparable friends. As they had divided hearts, they both are glad when either meets a good fortune. Jane, I'll be bold to see your daughter. To Belfer. To Mistress Jane, she has her maid's blush yet. She'll make you amends for this, and ere it be long, I hope to dance at your wedding. Justice, I wish you many joys, sir, by this marriage. Your daughter has made discreet election. She'll have a hopeful gentleman. Belfair, Master Lambert, it would refresh my age to see her fruitful to him. I should find a blessing for young Buford, and be glad to dandle him. The first news of a boy born by my daughter was sent me back 7 years. Oh, Master Lambert, all men do never truly dote until their children bring them babies. Enter Rawbone, and have her as his servant. Isaac, Master Rawbone, I'll be bold to present you with a piece of rosemary. We have such cheer. Rawbone, honest Isaac. Isaac, pray, do you belong to Master Rawbone? Haver, yes, sir. Isaac, you have eat something in your days? Haver, why, prithee? Isaac, nothing. Do you understand? Nothing. You shall eat nothing, unless some benefactors like my master, in pity of your bellies, once a year do warm it with a dinner. You must never hope to see roast or sod. He has within this 12 months, to my knowledge, made 7 men immortal. Haver, how? Isaac, yes, he has made spirits on them. And they haunt such men's houses, my masters. Spirits of the buttery, let me counsel you to cram your corpse today, for by his almanac there's a long Lent coming. Belfer, never see me, but when you are invited. Robin, lass, I had rather eat a piece of cold capon at home than be troublesome abroad. I hope, forsooth, Mistress Jane is as she should be, just as she is in health. Belfer, you have a fresh servant, Master Rawbone, a proper fellow, and maintains himself handsomely. Rawbone, and he would not have maintained himself, I had never entertained him. Isaac, where's Chameleon? Rawbone, I have preferred him, Isaac. Isaac, how? Rawbone, turned him away last night, and took this stripling. Enter Captain Landby. Captain, morrow, Sir John, where is the early bridegroom? Justice, came you not from him? Belfer, we expect him, sir, every minute. Captain, not yet come. His servants told me he went abroad before the morning blushed. Belfer, we have not seen him. Pray heaven he be in health. Captain, I wonder at his absence. Robin, Captain Landby, young man of war, I do salute thee with a broadside. Captain, do you hear? They say you come a-wooing to my cousin. That day you marry her, I'll cut your throat. Keep it to yourself. However, thou art a noble fellow. Things may prosper. Captain, you come hither to wish. God give him joy now. Robin, yes, marry do I. Captain, you do lie. You come to scour your dirty maw with the good cheer which will be damned in your lean bathroom, that kitchen stuff devourer. Robin, why should you say so, Captain? My belly did never think you any harm, Captain. When it does vomit up thy heart, upraise it. In the meantime, would every bit thou eatest today were steeped in aqua fortis? Note, in your lean bathroom, that is, abyss, bottomless gulf. Our poets frequently apply the word to insatiate eater. Robin, what is that, Jasper? However, it is strong water. Robin, noble Captain, thanks thy faith heartily. I was afraid you had been angry, Captain. I'll have thee sewed up in a money bag and boiled to jelly. Robin, you shall have me at your service, and my bags too, upon good security. Is not this better than quarreling, Jasper? Enter Cardona. Cardona, is not the bridegroom come yet? Sure he has overslept himself. There is nothing but wandering within. All the maids are in uproar. One says he is a slow thing, another says she knows not what to say, but they all conclude, if ever they marry, they'll make it in their bargain, to be sure, of all things before matrimony. Fie upon him. If I were to be his wife, I'd shew him a trick, for a year came about, or it should cost me a fall, I warn him. Justice, Sir John, you're troubled. Belfer, can you blame me, sir? I would not have our morning's expectation frustrate. I know not what to think. Justice, sir, fear not. Belfer, the morn grows old. Justice Hyman, has long tapered. Belfer, what should procure his absence? He departed, but oddly yesterday. Captain Marwood had engaged him. They promised to return Belfer, but we see neither. Just as they'll come together. Make it not your fear, but for its gentlemen, it cannot be guilty of doing such affront unless some misfortune. Well, for that's another jealousy. Enter Lodom, followed by Camillion. Lodom, where is Sir John Belfer? Belfer, Master Lodom, welcome. Lodom, I congratulate. Belfer, saw you Master Buford, sir? Lodom, yes, I saw him. But, Justice, but what? Lodom, I know not how he does. Where's the lady that must be undone tonight, your daughter? Belfer, my daughter undone? Name what unhappiness. My heart already doth begin to prophesy her unkind fate. Name what disaster. Give it expression, pray. Was the news? Lodom, the news. Why would you know the news? 'Tis none of the best. Justice, be temperate, then your relation. Well, for what is it? Lodom, they say for certain. There were 420 colliers cast away, coming from Newcastle. 'Tis cold news in the city, but there is worse news abroad. Belfer, doth it concern my knowledge? Trifle not. They say that Canary Sack must dance again to the apothecaries, and be sold for physic in hum glasses and thimbles. That the spa water must be transported hither, and be drunk instead of French wines. For my part, I am but one. Haver, big enough for two. Lodom, the citadel may endure as long a siege as another. If the pride of my flesh must be pulled down, farewell it. Has done me service this 40 years. Let it go. Belford, saw you, Master Buford. Lodom, Sir John, I saw him. 'Twas 3 days ago. Captain L, he's ridiculous. Justice, do not afflict yourself. He will give a fair account at his return. Belford, pray heaven you may, my daughter, Enter Gratiano, Jane, and Cardona. Rawbones, sir, I desire to be acquainted with you. Lord, I have no stomach to your acquaintance. You are a thought too lean, Rawbone, and you a bit too fat. Belford does not wonder grow at Buford's absence. Gratiano, not at all, sir. I am not now to learn opinion of his nobleness, and I hope your judgment will not permit you sin so much as censure him for this stay. Fair morning to Master Lamby, noble Captain, Master Lodom, and the rest. Robin, I am so little, she cannot see me. Give you joy, forsooth. I hope it is your destiny to be married, Captain, and yours to be hanged. Robin, how, sir? Haver, no harm. He wishes you long life. Robin, a long halter he does. What, to be hanged? Haver, alas, sir, he knows you have no flesh to burden you. Lays a feather. Hanging will never kill you. If he had wished, Master Lodom hanged. Robin, then out to him and thank him. But here's Mistress Jane, Captain. You shall command me as your servant, sirrah. Robin, I did but ask her how she did. I never said a word to her. Pox upon his bounty. I am as fearful of him as a gun. He does so powder me. Gratiano, we have not seen you, sir. This great while you fall away, methinks. Lodom, losing lot am I. Gratiano, you are not the least welcome, sir. Lodom, I do give you great thanks, and do mean to dance at your wedding, for I do marvel Master Buford is not earlier. I should have been here with music, lady, and have fiddled you too before you were up. These lean lovers have nothing in them but slow men of London. Belfer, Gratiano, Lodom, spying Jane, who's this? She has a mortal eye. Isaac, Camillion, how now? Turn away your master, Camillion. No, I sold my place. So I was thinking to run away. Comes this fellow and offered me a breakfast. My goodwill to speak to my master for him. I look at his word and resign my office and turn over my hunger to him immediately. Now I serve a man, Isaac. Belford, Isaac. Lodom, I do foresee a fall of this tower already. Love begins under my mistress a word and privately. Losing Lodom. No, an allusion to the false dice low Fulhams used at the game by this name. Rawbone, Jasper, hast a sword? Haver, yes, sir. Rawbone, that's well, let it alone. Didst see this paunch affront me? Haver, he did it in love to the gentlewoman. Rawbone, in love. Let me see the sword again. Draws. What's were in his belly? Put it up. Thou deservest a good blade. 'Tis so well kept. Re-enter Isaac. Isaac, Master Beaufort, Master Beaufort. Belfer, where? Isaac, hard by within a stone's cast of my mistress. Here, sir, here. Enter Beaufort. Gratiano, my dearest Beaufort, where has been so long? Beaufort, oh, Gratiano. Gratiano, are you not in health? Belfort, not well. 'Tis then no time to chide. How fare you, sir? Beaufort, I have a trouble at my heart. Pardon the trespass and your patience. Gentlemen, I'll publish the occasion of my absence. If virtue give me leave to unlade it here. but with your favor I desire I may exempt all ears, but Gratianus till a short time ripen it for your knowledge, Belford. Ha, justice, let's leave them a while. To the garden, gentlemen, Rod, but with all my heart, my conscience, they'll be honest together, Belford. This begets my wonder. Master, let him. Good Sir John, I'll wait upon you. It is dinner time, Belford. I have no time to dwell on circumstance. I come take my last leave. You and I must never meet again. Gratian, what language do I hear? As Beaufort, it should strike me dead. Beaufort, this day I had to sign for marriage, but I must pronounce we are eternally divorced. O Gratian, thou hast made a wound beyond the cure of surgery. Why, nature, empty your treasure in thy face, and leave thee a black, prodigious soul? Gratian, defend me, goodness. Beaufort, call upon darkness to obscure thee, rather, that never more thou mayest be seen by mortal. Get thee some dwelling in a mist, or in a wild, forsaken earth, a wilderness, where thou mayest hide thyself and die forgotten. Gratian, where was I lost? Name that offence provoked, this heavy doom. Dear Beaufort, be not so unjust to sentence me before I know what is my crime, or if thou wilt not tell what sin is I have committed. Great and horrid is your anger. Let me stay, I'll count them all before you. Never did penitent in confession strip the soul more naked. I'll clasp my book of conscience, you shall read over my heart. If ye find that great volume but one single thought which concerned you, and did not end with some good prayer for you, be just and kill me. Beaufort, be just and to hell thy conscience, thou abused it, false woman. Why dost thou increase my horror by the obscuring a misdeed which were all thy other sins forgiven, undo thee? O Gratiana, thou art. Gratiana, what am I? Beaufort, a thing I will not name, it sounds so fearfully. 'Twould make a devil blush to be saluted by that which thou must answer to. Gratiana, I fear. Beaufort, that fear betrays thy guilt. Tell me, Gratiana, what hast thou seen me to make me think I was not worthy of thee, thy best? In richest value thou wert as white in soul as beauty. For sure, once thou wert so, hadst thou so cheap opinion of my birth, my breeding, my fortunes, that none else could serve for property of your lust but I. Gratiana, dear Beaufort, hear me. Beaufort, a common father to thy sin, God issue a patron of thy rifled and chaste womb. Oh, thou wert cruel to reward so well the heart that truly honored thee by thy name, which sweetened once the breath of him that spake it, and musically charmed the gentle ear, shall sound hereafter like a screech owl's note, and fright the hearer. Virgins shall lament that thou hast shamed their chaste society, and oft as Hymen lights his tapers up, as the remembrance of thy name, and tears and blush for thy dishonor. From this minute thy friends shall count thee desperately sick. Property of your lust, that is disguised, cloak for it. The breath of him that spake it, the old copy reads, in the name of him. The word was probably repeated from the preceding line. And whensoever thou goest abroad, that day the maids and matrons, thinking thou art dead, and going to the grave, shall all come forth, and wait like mourners on thee. Gratiana, have you done? Then hear me a few syllables. You have suspicion that I am dishonored. Beaufort, no, by heaven I have not. I have too much knowledge to suspect thee sinful, but in the assurance of it, I must disclaim thy hide forever. Gratiana, my opinion of thy whiteness hath made my soul as black as thine already. Weep till thou wash away thy stain, and then, in the other world, two may meet again. Gratiana, weep inward. Aye, thither your streams impart, for sure I have tears enough to drown my heart.